didn't want to make this video too complicated, but today is all about if you are trying something new, you're working on something, it's all about repetition. Everything in life, I feel, comes down to repetition and not giving up when it comes to trying new things. You know, a lot of times we start something new and we feel that we are going to be absolutely amazing at this. And you're right. You will be absolutely amazing at this in due time after you put the reps in. Just think about it like anything, man. It takes time to grow muscle. It takes time to learn how to ride a bike. I mean, for God's sakes, you start as a child beginning to walk. And when you start in those phases, when you start to walk, you have to try, and try. So I know I take this message and I apply it to myself, and I understand at those low points when it feels really mundane and it feels that you're not getting better at anything. You have to remember that you actually are. It takes failure to succeed. You know, sometimes maybe you get lucky on the first try or the second try. 90% of the time, 90% of the time, you're gonna fail first. And if you could train your mind to understand that and actually accept that and enjoy that part, you're gonna be great at whatever you do. Because that's where we give up. You know, day 1, day 2, day 3, you start feeling like, man, I'm not seeing the results. I'm working hard. This is a new change in my life. It's difficult. You're right. You should be feeling all those things. And I know we feel all those things, but you know what? How are you going to feel after day 60, day 90, day 150? Do you think you're going to be better or worse? You just can't quit. In this life, you cannot quit. That's where everybody drops off. They quit. They give up. They don't see the results instantly. And they just decide, you know what? This isn't for me. I don't think it's working out. I'm going to do this. And guess what? Since they weren't consistent in that first thing that they chose, you could probably guarantee on that second thing they're going to give up too. I'm sure you heard how you do anything is how you do everything. How you do anything is how you do everything. That is so important and that is so true. If you're lazy in little parts of your life, you're going to be lazy in other parts of your life. If you're consistent in things in your life, you will most likely be consistent in a lot of things. At least you'll be able to recognize where you are inconsistent, and you could apply that same consistency techniques that you're using in other areas of your life, and you can make it happen. See, you got to be able to be consistent to be consistent. Sounds weird, right? But in order to be consistent, you have to be consistent, right? How can you develop a habit if you haven't developed the habit? I know, I kind of hate when people put it like that, but it's the simplest thing. Don't give up. Keep going and keep wanting more for yourself. Because whatever you put your focus on, you will succeed. You know, we were told all these things as a kid. I don't know about you, but I grew up in the era, I'm a 90s baby. We grew up with role models telling us to stay focused, telling us to don't give up until you reach your goals, to not listen to everything that you hear, to not pay attention to the naysayers. And I was brought up knowing the Lord, thank God. So God always taught me to be bold and be courageous because I am always with you. And there's definitely time for another video where we could talk about where God, in the Bible, talks about being consistent in life. You know, all these things are in the Word of God, but you have to read the Word to know the Word. But that's for a whole nother video. We'll stay on topic with not giving up with new things that you start. Anything new that you start, expect to fail at it. Expect it not to work out at first. But remember, if you do not give up, you remain in the game, you will come out victorious. You will come out victorious. Know that. Believe that. You heard it first. You heard it right.